Good morning and welcome to the Sunday celebration for Sunday, June 21st, Unity of Reading. I'm Reverend Nancy Clark. Today's daily word is Father's Blessing. I give thanks for all expressions of fatherly love. My relationship with my father may have been positive and nurturing or difficult and challenging. He may have had a strong presence during my childhood, or he may have been absent. We may be part of each other's lives today. We may be estranged, or he may have passed from earthly life. Whatever our circumstances, I bless my Father, and I see him enfolded in divine love. As I honor my Father, I also honor all those father figures who have guided me along my path. Family members, teachers, neighbors, clergy, employers, and friends. I bless them as I recall all the ways each one, in a unique way, has modeled strength, guidance, wisdom, and patience. Their presence remains with me, thanks to their gifts of fatherly love. And from Proverbs 4:11, I have taught you the way of wisdom. I have led you in the paths of righteousness. So first I would like to say personally, Happy Father's Day to all those biological fathers, but I'd also like to say Happy Father's Day to everyone, as we are all fathers or parents of our own creations, since we do create our reality in our lives. So last week I began a series of living in the flow of life. We discussed intuition as the most important spiritual faculty to develop. I hope that everyone is working on increasing their awareness of their own intuition and were able to identify and follow some important leadings from their inner being. The story of the bags of gold came to mind after the service last week, which is a great teaching regarding the use of spiritual faculties which have been given to us. If we remember the story from Matthew, it went like this. Again, it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. To one he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one who had 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought the other 5. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more. His master replied, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will now put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. The man with 2 bags of gold also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 more. His master replied, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. Master, he said, I knew that you were a hard man, harvesting where you had not sown and gathering where you had not scattered seed. So I was afraid, and I went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, You wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I had not sown and gather where I had not scattered seed? Well, then you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned, I would at least get it back with interest. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. The story tells us that we've all been given gifts from God, but we have to use them so they increase, and if we do not use them, we begin to lose them. But the good news is it's never totally lost. We can decide to return at any time, to use these gifts for our own good and for the good of others, and we'll see them increase. So I want to begin today by having you think about what kind of weird circumstances have you experienced? Have these circumstances been life-changing and sometimes even seem miraculous? What did you attribute that to? Many might say it was lucky. Some people might say that a miracle happened. Some people just say it's coincidence. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, states, The universe was not created through illogical assumptions of law. Law is its foundation. There are no miracles in science. Jesus did no miracles. All his marvelous works were done under laws that we may learn and use as he did. Jesus even said himself, All these things I do, you can do also, and even greater. There is no such thing as luck, no such thing as coincidence, and no miracles. All is in divine order and happens by divine law. What many call coincidences can be considered synchronicity. So what is synchronicity? Synchronicity is a term originally coined by psychologist Carl Jung, which refers to the meaningful or even miraculous coincidences which occur in life. When you experience synchronicity, you will have experiences that seem far too significant to be mere day-to-day unexpected encounters. Experiences such as these have been identified by all religion and all belief systems with varying explanations. Hindus believe synchronicity is a manifestation of Brahman, or the fundamental connection of all living things within the universe. Behavioral ecologists would classify synchronicity as simply a form of confirmation bias. For example, if you are told to look for yellow cars, you'll start seeing a lot more yellow cars than you initially thought existed. Quantum physics attributes synchronicity to the non-local mind or universal consciousness. Those on a spiritual path identify synchronicity as a sign from God or a sign from their higher self or inner being. Psychologists, especially those who follow the Jung theories, believe that synchronicity comes from the unconscious mind and collective unconscious. But no matter how you explain it, synchronicity is far too common and far too intriguing an experience to overlook or dismiss. One of the most amazing things that Einstein had said is, space itself is an energy field, and that everything in it is derived from the energy of that field. Everything is a localization of universal energy. We are all localizations of this universal consciousness, which we call God, and therefore interact and have an effect on this energy. Synchronicities are those events that happen that seem to be conveying some meaning to you. They are beyond cause and effect. Synchronistic events can be thinking about something and then it pops up in your environment. Or you're wondering about a question and then an event happens around you and it seems to give you an answer to that question. Carl Jung said that they were ascribed to an acausal connecting principle. Many people attribute them to coincidences, but we know in an energetic universe there are no coincidences. Everything happens in synchronicity, divine order, but just as following intuition, we have to be in tune to experience and realize these leadings and events. What is the purpose of synchronicity? Many people consider synchronicity like a powerful wink from the universe or a God wink, telling us, yes, you're on the right track. Synchronicity is a form of guidance from the higher self, our inner being, a way of showing you where to go and what to do next in your life as you proceed through your spiritual awakening. Synchronicity is different for everyone. It is unique as people's needs and desires. Synchronicity can manifest in an endless number of forms, including seeing repeated numbers such as 1111, thinking about something, then having it happen, being in the right place at the right time, dreaming about people, animals, or places, and then seeing them repeatedly in real life, seeing repeated symbols, getting the exact message you need the most at the exact right time from a source that you would never have thought of. It is having events lined up in a way you could have never orchestrated them. Think about how some of these events affected your life, and you will find it hard to deny the existence of a higher power at work. I know I have had experiences in my life that I never would have thought possible, but events just fell in place, almost seeming miraculous. Synchronicities are the mystery and the beautiful occurrences that spontaneously happen in life. They can help to guide you and open your eyes to new potentials that you did not know exist. We need to understand these experiences are a normal, everyday occurrence to move our lives forward, if we ask for them and encourage them and acknowledge them. It is something that is fun, it's unavoidable, we can be joyous about it, and we can be creative with it. We can look at these things and truly, truly know that the universe is here to back us up and support us in every area of life. Remember, the Lord has ways we know not of, and synchronicities in life can lead us to these ways. So how does synchronicity work? Common explanations for the origin of synchronicity include the following. Synchronicity comes from the unconscious mind. We get warning signals in our dreams, so why can't we get them in waking life as well? Our unconscious mind influences a lot of our behavior and at the same time can also communicate with us. Signs or instances of synchronicity might be from the unconscious mind way of guiding us. Synchronicity is a harmony of energy. As everything consists of tiny vibrating atoms or energy, synchronicity could also be a manifestation of global environmental harmony, where the frequencies and vibrations of the moment sync together in perfect equilibrium or oneness, producing such uncanny experiences. Law of attraction states that good and bad events in life are caused by our own thoughts and feelings. Thus, like attracts like. This can explain why synchronicities happen. One author writes, "The key is to connect inner and outer, because synchronicity is about an event out there that has some meaning in here. To make the connection, 9 principles apply to genuinely synchronistic events. Synchronicity is a conspiracy of improbabilities. The entangled events break the boundaries of statistical probability. The improbable events conspiring to create the synchronistic events are acausally related to each other. Buddhist traditions call this interdependent co-arising. This is the equivalent of non-local correlation. Synchronistic events are orchestrated in the non-local domain. As we become aware of synchronistic events, we move to higher and more expanded states of consciousness. Synchronistic events are actually the result of an intention, which organizes the needed outcome. The intention may have been introduced consciously or unconsciously. Synchronistic events vary in importance. They can seem incidental or can change the course of a person's life. Synchronistic events affect our emotions the way random coincidences do not. A synchronistic event creates the experience of emotional fulfillment and joy. Synchronistic events allow us to discover the meaning and purpose of our life. Synchronistic events are personal. In effect, they are messages from our non-local self, or as we call it, our inner being. Messages from the divine, the mind of God. Taken together, these principles enable us to receive clues about the essential unity of 2 realities that seem to be separate: the inner world of thoughts, feelings, memories, fantasies, desires, and intentions, and the outer world of space-time events. The inner and outer are the same field, one non-dual consciousness that simultaneously creates both the subjective and the objective world. So as within, so without. As with intuition, we all possess the ability to experience incredible synchronicity in life. As Carl Jung states, synchronicity reveals the meaningful connection between the subjective and the objective world. This means the meaning comes only from within. The only person who can understand why a synchronous event occurs and what it means is you. Have you ever thought that perhaps the synchronicity in your life right now is a message in disguise? A great quote from Phyllis Carrot states, "When you remain connected to the divine, she will speak to you in patterns and connections, signs and synchronicities, and all sorts of gifts. When magic arises to the surface of your awareness and your life, you know you are blessed. It makes life a wild adventure. It's also a source of incredible strength, coming to you when you most need it." So the big question everyone has now is, how can I experience more synchronicity in life? How can I get more in tune with the universe, with my oneness in God? Studies have been concluded about our effect on random occurrences such as dice throws. I'll not get into the studies, but will say that they show that as we participate or observe our environment, our energy has the ability to change outcomes and events. The key idea here is that having an observer in a situation changes the outcome of the situation. That is the reason for double-blind studies. These studies, including the dice rolls, show the major contributing factor in producing the greatest shift was attention, intention, and focus. As one researcher writes, The idea of synchronicity works based on the exact same principle. When you have an expected outcome in mind, it actually changes the outcome of the event. Of course, this happens on a conscious physical level. For example, you take different actions. However, it also affects the outcome on an unconscious level. You may notice different things in your environment. But most interestingly, the principle seems to act on some other, non-local level, which we still cannot fully understand. In the dice roll experiments, neither the scientists nor the participants were touching the dice as they were rolled mechanically, and yet, when the participants focused their mind on a specific number, it was more likely to come up. It always puts a smile on my face when researchers say, a non-physical level which we cannot fully understand. We know that this realm is the realm of the divine, that universal energy which we call God. So to experience more synchronicities in life, we need to be mindful and aware. Practice alertness and pay attention to the present moment. Be open and receptive. Maintain an open-minded outlook towards synchronicity. This will enhance your receptibility towards such experience. Be humble. Sometimes what we desire or think is best for us is not really the best. Learn to have a very loose hold on your desires, especially on the way that you think they should unfold. Leave the how to God. In this way, you will not be imposing yourself on life, but you will allow life to impose itself on you in the form of synchronicity. Take time in prayer and meditation and ask. For as we ask, it is always given. Mentally and verbally express your desire to receive synchronicity and for the ability and awareness of these things. Be trusting. Trust that synchronicity will appear in your life, and when it does, trust your intuition and follow the paths presented to you. When you learn to trust yourself, you also learn to trust life. Remember, Proverbs tells us, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Many times you will find this direction through synchronicities in life. Begin to look for patterns and find patterns. One easy way to interpret the synchronicity in your life is to find patterns of your behavior. What issues or questions have been emerging a lot in your life at this moment? What has been the biggest source of anxiety or frustration you've been dealing with? Synchronicity often arises when we need answers and solutions. Find the patterns and relate them back to your synchronicity. As you are aware of synchronicities but cannot decipher their meaning, meditate and go inwards. Ask yourself, what does this synchronicity mean? Wait for images, feelings, or words to enter your mind. If you still feel doubtful, repeat the same practice 3 times and see what answers you get. Tune into your body. Your body is a repository of wisdom and will tell you the truth no matter what your mind tries to make you believe. When you think you know what the synchronicity means, tune into your body. Do you get any goosebumps, shivers, or feelings, that expansion as though an inner light bulb has gone off? If this is the case, you have probably found the right explanation. If, on the other hand, your body does not experience any notable change, you probably have not found the right answer. Listen to your dreams. Your dreams reveal a lot about synchronicity occurring in your life. They are the language of the unconscious mind. You can either try to passively analyze your dreams or actively try to incubate or create dreams that help to answer your questions. Some suggest that to practice dream incubation, think about the synchronicity that has been happening in your life lately about half an hour before bed. Write down your question or draw a picture that symbolizes your synchronicity and put it under your pillow. This will help to prime your unconscious and prepare it to give you the answers during your sleep. Upon first awakening in the morning, record your dreams in a journal. Do this 1 week and see what patterns emerge. By learning how to correctly interpret the signs that appear in your life, you'll be able to know where you're on the right path and when you're not making the wisest choices, when you're living in alignment with your deepest needs and values, and when you are aligned in the oneness of God. Sometimes synchronicity reveals new doors or opportunities that may open to your life. Other times, synchronicity is simply trying to teach you a lesson. For instance, to stop pursuing the relationship or job that you have your heart set on because it just won't work out. When you get a message, follow your leadings. Listen to what your gut instinct is telling you. The superconscious mind of God is vast, limitless, and extremely wise. Doors are being opened for us all the time. And when we listen to our intuitions and be aware of the synchronicities, we can actively see them. Synchronicity is a purposeful and meaningful to you as a very joyous experience. It gives you the knowing of your oneness with God, oneness with the entire universe. It also moves you to expanded states of consciousness when you question why and how the coincidence happened. Deepak Chopra quoted, "Synchronicity is choreographed by a great, pervasive intelligence that lies at the heart of nature and is manifest in each of us through intuitive knowledge." Again, we all have that God-given ability to experience synchronicity, leading us to live an abundant and fulfilling life. We need to individually decide to surrender, not giving up, but to stop resistance and struggle. Let go of the need for control and attachment to the ways things should go. Let go and let God. Open up and give way to the leadings of your higher power. Believe and know that all things are possible. Keep working on faith. Immerse your minds with truth affirmations and denials. We need to be reminded that all sages prayed multiple times, went into the quiet to get charged up. Jesus knew everything he needed would come forth. We need to forgive, as one of our biggest blocks is holding resentment and holding on to negative thoughts. Are you ready and willing to be free and let go of your excuses, your resentments? Remember, forgiveness is for you and is very liberating. Ask. Set your intention. Seek with your heart and soul. What do you want to create in your life? How do you want to show up better? It is your job to create the life you desire, the life that God desires for us. Give gratitude. Bless and place attention on what you have, and give gratitude for answered prayer before the answer is visible. Give gratitude to open the path and allow solution. Show gratitude for the intuition and the synchronicities which you experience. What are you grateful for right now? Bless others. Help others on their path. Help others achieve their goals. Dedicate your life to a spiritually centered life. Practice the presence of God. Maintain a daily spiritual practice. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. We live in an abundant universe. God is not withholding anything. Do all these things and see the seemingly miraculous synchronicities happen in your life. Enjoy the abundant life which is promised you. Know that you are deserving and you are awesome, and so it is. I'd like to take these thoughts into meditation. And the meditation intention for today is to create the life of your dreams. So I invite you to find a comfortable position. Make sure that your body is comfortable. When you feel comfortable and ready, you may gently close your eyes. And just allow yourself to enjoy the next few moments of relaxation and of calm. Focus on your breathing. And notice with exhale, you feel your body and mind relaxing. Let every exhale bring your body into a deeper state of relaxation and a calmer mind. Even though you are becoming in this deep state of relaxation and calm mind, your awareness seems keener. You are aware of the energy which surrounds you. You are aware of a loving energy, a loving presence enveloping your body and permeating every cell. You invite this energy to commune with you. You begin feeling a greater sense of oneness with all that is. And you know that you are now in the presence of God. The divine presence is filling your entire being. You feel cared for. You feel peaceful. You know that in this moment all is well. You know this presence has great knowledge and wisdom to tell you. You know that being in this presence will provide the answers and the guidance that you are seeking. You are open to what comes next. And you're excited because you know that anything is possible in this presence of God. I invite you to imagine that you are walking on a trail in the forest. A beautiful, lush, green forest. And as you're walking on the trail, you've come upon an opening from where you can see for miles and miles. And as you look out in the distance, you notice the valley below is covered in fog. You are above the fog, and below is a white blanket of clouds. And this cloud cover is rising right before your eyes. And you can feel how the cloud is enveloping everything around you. Now you are inside this fog. From the valley all the way up to the sky and all around you, there is nothing but white, foggy cloud. You feel increasingly more calm. Although you cannot see anything around you, you feel safe. You feel protected. You know you are with the divine presence. As if the fog is washing away all your tiredness. It is cleansing you of any negative energy, any negative thoughts. It is washing away any confusion and making you feel and know that everything is in divine order. And all you are doing is standing there, minute by minute, feeling lighter, feeling happier, feeling secure and blessed. You take a deep, slow breath and you find your entire body is relaxed. All the tension has left your body. All the worries and anxieties have disappeared. And all the hurt and resentment and anger has vanished into the fog. And you are just enjoying this beautiful, relaxed moment. The silence surrounding you. And suddenly you hear a faint chirp of a bird somewhere nearby. It is a small chirp, but it is announcing a big, important change. As you stand there looking at the fog with eyes wide open, you notice how the cloud in front of you is parting. And from high above in the sky, the sun is appearing. A beautiful golden sun. The rays of the sun are dissolving the clouds, dissolving the fog. And in front of your eyes, you see the beautiful landscape emerge. You can now see the trees, the ridges, the valley. Everything is crystal clear. As the fog has lifted, you notice any confusion in your mind has now dissolved with it. You feel the answer has been planted in your heart and in your mind, and you feel grateful for this answer, for this wisdom, for this knowledge. What remains is focus, clarity, and decision. You feel clear in your heart. You know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly how to take the next step. You know exactly who you need to see, where you need to be. Feel it. You know that it is the right path to take. And as you see the golden light falling all around you, you can feel a golden bubble surrounding your body. And this is the golden bubble of focus and clarity and intention. It is going to accompany you throughout your day, showing you signs and synchronicities. Throughout your day, you will find yourself focused and calm and set a clear intention. Of clear mind, filled with generosity, filled with kindness. You now feel confident, and you know you are being cared for and leaded and guided by this loving presence, being guided by God. Now you take a deep breath, taking one more look at the beautiful landscape ahead, knowing that you can always come back to this spot and receive your clarity, intention, and focus again. But you know now it's time to return. But before you return, you open your mind and your heart to receive what the universe has to tell you. You commit to following the leadings of spirit, the leadings of your inner being. You can take a deep breath, begin to wiggle your toes, shift your body as you slowly arrive back at your seat and in this space. Very slowly you can open your eyes, knowing that all is well, and so it is. Amen. And welcome back to a wonderful life of living in the synchronistic flow of life. And so it is.